Well, who wants to talk about tiny fish in nano tanks? Today's video I thought would be really fun if I pick 3 of the most common and favorite nano tank sizes and tell you which is the best, most colorful fish that you can put in each of these tanks. Well, welcome to the small Scape. Yes, I am going to be picking 3 of the most common, popular nano tank sizes and which one is your best bet for a whole bunch of color in that tiny tank. And these are very tiny fish as well. Now, let me know what your picks are for each of these size tanks, because I have a feeling, especially the last size tank, that I will get a lot of different opinions. Some folks may not even agree with me, and that's totally fine. It's your tanks. You let me know. All right, so, and also I'm going to put a disclaimer. I feel that a 20-gallon tank or smaller can be considered a nano tank just because a lot of the fish that are put in there are also nano sized. The scapes are nano scaped, very small kind of scale that we put in each of these tanks. So with that said, you may disagree. You may think that something under a 10-gallon only qualifies as a nano tank. That's totally fine. But I'm going to be picking 3 size tanks. The first size tank is a 5-gallon. It's a very, very popular size. I think it's probably one of the most popular nano tank sizes, and it's really fun. What is my pick for the 5-gallon tank? I don't think you can pick any other fish that will give you a whole lot of color, and we're talking saturated color, the chili Rasbora. Now, there are multiple different kinds of little Rasboras, mainly the most common ones that look very, very similar. Some people even think they're the same ones, but they're not. They're different. The dwarf Rasbora, the Mira Rasbora, and the chili Rasbora. But if you're going to pick one of those 3 and you want a whole lot of really vibrant color to be like, wow, that's really colorful, chili Rasbora, those are your guys. I would pick those over the other 2 if you're looking for a lot of saturation of that beautiful red color. I have those in my 14-gallon bow front, and whoo, are they pretty. They really catch your eye, and I don't think you can go wrong. They're very, very tiny, but they kind of hang out together, swimming around in the tank, and all that red really catches your eye. Now, in my last video, I did suggest the Mira Rasbora, dwarf or chili Rasbora in a 5-gallon. I think that's really great. And how many would I put of these beautiful chili Rasboras in a 5-gallon? I would put 8 to 10 of them in there, and I think you're gonna get a lot of color. Now, for the next size tank, I'm gonna pick the 10-gallon. How many people have a 10-gallon tank? I don't. I need one. I actually don't have a standard 10-gallon tank. That's messed up. I have a lot of 8 gallons. I got like 7.5 gallons, 8.5 gallons. I've got 11-gallon longs, a 9 long. I have bookshelf tanks close to a 10, but I don't have a standard size 10. I gotta fix that. But if you have a 10-gallon tank, what fish would I say you should get this fish if you want a lot of color? I would pick the Ember Tetra. Beautiful orange color that's also very saturated. So when you see these fish swimming around, even though they are very tiny, very small little fish, you will be able to see that orange color. Yes, they do kind of hang out together, but they don't stay completely schooling all around the tank. They do kind of separate, but because of their orange color, you can always see them even from across the room. I love my Ember Tetras, and I'm always looking to get more and put them in more tanks. In a 10-gallon, how many embers would I put? I would put a dozen in there. I think that would be really great. And of course, for any of my picks here, you can always put these group of fish in a larger size tank, especially if you want a community tank. That would be really great. But I'm just saying, if you want one tank, one type of fish, a lot of color, this is what you get. Now for my last pick, I'm gonna pick the 20-gallon. Why? Because it's a very, 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 very common size. Who doesn't love a 20-gallon tank? I do. In a 20-gallon, what would be my most colorful fish that I would recommend? Well, if you've been watching the channel for any amount of time, you probably know what fish I'm gonna pick. Go ahead, leave it in the comments if you guess. Go ahead. And you know what? You may not agree. You may say, guppies. You have to pick guppies. Hey, guppies are beautiful. I get that. Yes, they're very, very colorful. But am I going to pick them? No. Why? Because I think this other fish is magical, and the color just is very, very striking. Really good on a black background with black substrate. Really, really beautiful. But in one of our tanks on the primetime side of the fish room. It was a very light substrate, and it was just like, they were like little jewels. They were like little gems swimming around the tank, and I said, I need those on light colored substrate as well. What are they? The green neon. Neons are very common. I understand that. You may be like, I'm kind of over them. I'm not. I wish I had them in all my tanks. I really do. The green neon especially is near and dear to my heart. It's beautiful. Depending on the angle that you look at them, they can look turquoise, they can look blue, they can even look purple, especially when you're trying to take pictures of them. They have a wide variety of color, but they stay a little bit smaller than some of the other ones, and they do better in our water than, say, the Cardinal Tetra. It just doesn't really like our water. But the green neon, I think, is a really good bet because of that magical neon color that they have that you can see, yes, from across the room. And if you're going to be combining them in a larger tank with other fish, it would just be absolutely magical. You could put a school of 12 in a 20-gallon, no problem. I would do that, and you won't be sorry. That's all I'm saying. You won't be sorry. So this was just kind of a quick video that I thought that I should put out there because we get a lot of questions on what is a great colorful fish, a small fish that you can add to a community tank or to a nano tank. And I just wanted to offer my opinions as to the most colorful, saturated, colorful fish that you can pick. And these tiny little guys, they're all winners. But let me know, what are your favorites for these sizes, and just what do you think are like best colorful fish? Let me know. Hope you're having a good day, and I will see you in the next one.